Welcome to LPB Racing. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and we hope you enjoy the content that you're about to see. LPB GT3 Sprint Series Round 6 Race 3 from Donington Park. Hi everyone, and welcome back to LPB Racing for the LPB GT3 Sprint Series on Project Cars 2. I have a special guest commentator for this one. You'll know him from the Super Season races. It's Will.
Hey, surprise.
Surprise, yeah, we've got Will on a actual championship commentary for this one, so he might be making a few more one-off appearances in the future. We'll have to see, but nice to have you with us, Will, for this one, and it's going to be a good race here around Donington for race 3.
It should be, as the last two races have been good races, especially the rain one. So it's going to be a good race for the last one this season, their last one of the night.
So then let's take the drone camera and look at our grid then. So it is TY in the Porsche on pole position. He's struggled with the car a little bit this time, but he's on pole. Tim right behind him, looking to get a good start there.
And Scott in third, and Will 79 in fourth.
With a bit of dust in his face already. And then we've got Bert in fifth with Bidster right behind him in sixth, looking for more progress in this one.
Nifty in what was that? Seventh, and Woo Woo in eighth.
And then we've got Neil Farmack in ninth, his teammate just behind him there, with Darren in 10th.
And Growley in 11th, and Pash in 12th.
And then we've got Blakeney at the back in 13th, and looks like he's been a bit caught out there by the start, Will, so looks like he might be playing catch-up already. Oh dear. Right, okay, let's start this off then. Let's have a look here at Donington Park. So it is lights out now, and away we go down to the first corner at Redgate. TY leads the way, and a decent start for TY there, and there's the old fan out towards the first corner. Will going down the inside into Redgate. Can he get the car stopped? I'm not going to risk changing the camera because I can't see, but no, you didn't quite make it through there, and Will doesn't quite make it through there. Everyone else, I think, safely through Redgate this time.
Yeah, that's been a worry corner for most of the races here. It's a very tricky corner, so everybody gets through nice and clean now from the old hairpin. And
Bidster trying to get alongside Bert up through Starkeys and down towards Schwartz. They're still side by side. Possible little rub of contact there, but it's okay. Bidster on the inside, then into McLean's. Into the inside of McLean's. Oh, Nifty Dart Ninja has a massive twitch there mid-corner in the McLaren, and that's not like the McLaren to start twitching like that.
No, the McLaren's a very stable car, so maybe just get pushing a little harder trying to get these positions on this. It's a very short race, trying to get many positions they can to start.
So going down towards the S's then, it is TY from Tim. Tim doing very well in this race, trying to keep with the Porsche. TY looking like he's a bit more on the ball in this one. Will looks like he's got, because in race 1 and 2 he did really start to struggle with the car. But before we get into that, we've got Bidster on the inside into the Melbourne Loop. Oh, and contact!
A very, very good passing place, and yeah, you see there a little incident there in the first hairpin.
So Will then in the Melbourne Loop, contact with Scott there. He's letting Scott go. So clearly you thought, Will, that you'd done something wrong there.
Yeah, it was just a little too hot down in the hairpin, and then Project Cars was magnetizing, just couldn't get off of him.
Yeah, so hopefully they fix that for Project Cars 3. But TY then and Tim in the lead, and they're still nose to tail. Tim is not leaving the back of that Porsche alone. That Audi looking quite good round here, but most people have used the Audi already. Bidster's in third. He's got a bit more room to play with now, and we saw how fast Bidster's pace was in race 1 and 2, but he just didn't quite have well, in race 1 he was at the back of the grid, couldn't really make up any places because it's quite hard to pass, and he couldn't really get up to where he needed to be. And then race 2 obviously had that spin on the penultimate lap of the race, which ruined his race, but hopefully more good things in the bag this time. We'll have to see.
Yeah, and this track, it's a very tight track, so passing is going to be where you can get it, and then it's going to be good things to watch when the passes start happening.
So Darren then through the coppice, he's in the Lamborghini there, his teammate Pash just behind him. Pash not doing too well in this race. He won the last race, but not really doing as well in this one as he needs to. We've got Blake and Scott just behind there, and then we've got Will yourself there at the back in 12th, and Growley has had, he's had a horrible couple of races. Growley, he's not enjoyed this McLaren round Donington. He's had a few hard races, and he's already got damage on the front of that car.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like in the practice and qualifying that McLaren was going to be a decent car. Said it was very stable, and kind of sort of like the new Lamborghini and Audi around here, but it's just not really showing off in the race.
So Porsche lead at Donington Park then in race 3. TY in the lead with Tim right behind him, and I think Bidster's closing on these boys. We'll have a look at the lap times in a moment, so I'm sure Will can be having a look at them while I'm looking at the action down here, going down to the Craner curves. TY in the Porsche looking a lot more solid in this race, but the Audi closing up. The Audi's just got the cornering ability compared to the Porsche.
Yeah, that Audi is very stable around corners and can take corners very well, and it's good on its brakes. And Tim is showing the pace that he has in this race right now, staying with TY. And it looks like right now the top 3 are in the 28s. You have a 28.8, a 6.2, a 28. 8.60, and then Bidster on a 28.238. So everybody's very close. Very
close together, and Bidster's closing up on these leading bunches. Tim looks for a move down into the S's, but TY not fazed by that at all. TY knows this track very well. So does everyone, really. Everyone knows this track very well. Bidster, Passion, and Nifty Dark Ninja, it's their home track of the season, and well, most other Brits it is as well. But those lads don't live too far from Donington, within a 100-mile radius anyway. So Bidster to the outside, then Tim now having to defend from Bidster, and that could be the change that needs to happen as there's contact out of Goddard's.
Yeah, it looked like Bidster wasn't just expecting Tim to go that slow around the corner, but he didn't have the greatest run because he was trying to defend from the outside and make Bidster go the long way around.
And meanwhile, we've just had a little bit of contact with Darren, Neil and Pash out of Goddard's, and Neil's on the inside of Pash, but Pash looks like he's just about got it in the Lamborghini. We'll just have a look as he comes out the corner. Yes, he has. Neil goes down to 9th then, so the Renault's not doing too well in this one.
Yeah, the Renault looks like they're struggling in this one. They didn't do too bad in the first 2 races, just like in this one where they're having struggle getting back up the field.
And this race, the track temperature was a bit higher, so they have there's a bit more track temperature. TY's off! TY's made a mistake there, he's gone off, and I don't think there was any contact there, but he goes round, and it's now Tim in the lead, and Burt goes up the inside into Coppis, trying to take the opportunity. Will right behind him. TY is not, he's not had a good couple of corners here, Will.
Yeah, that spin looks like it's getting back in the rhythm here, and losing 2 more places, almost 2 more places. It looks like he's going to probably lose another one down the chicane here.
Will gets past on the inside, but runs wide out the corner. TY holding, he's trying to fight back all he can, but TY just losing touch here. Let's have a see if he can get down the inside of the Melbourne hairpin. Nice easy passing place, but Woo he's brilliant on the defence, even on the outside line. He's holding on to TY. I think he's got a tyre problem because it looks like he's overheating the rear tyres or something, because that's not like TY to do that out of there.
Yeah, it looks like his tyres are getting hot, and he loses another place to Nifty, so now he's struggling after that spin.
We're trying to get the tyre temperature down as the 2 teammates, Darren and Pash, go at it, and I think Darren's just let Pash go there. So obviously letting the Pash go, so Pash was quite fast in the second race, but that was wet, so but just feeling like he needs to let his teammate go.
Yeah, he probably thinks he's a bit quicker, so he's going to let him go out and be the rabbit, and then try to hold Neil off.
And he's going to have to do a good job of holding Neil off, because Neil's right on the back of him here, and in the second race they had a bit of contact, a bit of controversy, but I think it's all good now as you come out of the old hairpin through Starkey's and down to up towards the climb up towards McLean's, and Darren holds on in the Lamborghini end, but that Renault showing its prowess, especially on the exit of corners.
Yeah, and Neil goes a bit wide, so this is going to be a good race because the Lamborghini's been the car of choice this whole week for the race, and the Renault's not too far off. It's just not a lot of people thought it had what it needed, but now he's going to go pull out, try to see if he can go around the outside on the chicane, but Darren's going to defend going down the inside, and if he can get a good run, should be able to keep it behind him, but contact there, and Neil looks like he goes off.
Another car off, 2 Renaults off! 2 Renaults off, the other Renault goes off to the other side of the track, and my God, Scott will have wet himself there as he came through, but 2 Renaults then down to the back of the pack, and Will goes through as well, and yeah, that was a bit of a turn up for the books. I think Will had already spun, and Neil just, thought he'd join him, but I was just going to say, at the chicane, it's one thing defending the inside, but if you defend too hard, that can happen, obviously, that you can try and get the cut back, and then he just made a little bit of contact, and both Renaults now not where they need to be. And your side by side as well.
Yeah, now because of the incident, they are down to the back end of the field, and if you defend the inside, you're able to watch that bump that goes into the chicane that Project Cars kind of over dramatizes. and it really unsettles the car.
And speaking of over-dramatising, I just had almost a mini heart attack when you slid out that corner. I thought we might hit you again, might hit you there. But TY's off in the held hairpin and you've run wide, but TY runs wide. His race has gone from bad to worse. I think he was experimenting with a new controller setup, and I don't think it's gone the right way.
Yeah, no, he's been struggling for most of the races tonight, and it's just, you can tell that he's really not liking the handling of that car. He's really trying to push it, and it's just not wanting to go do what he wants to do.
Yeah, it's definitely not like TY that. And into the Melbourne hairpin then. It's Tim in the lead with Bidster right behind him then. So it's the two leaders very close together, Tim versus Bidster, and I think that's on Project Cars. It's going to be quite a thing we need to get used to over this season. And also, just to point out, guys, we've got Bidster getting close right behind Tim. Just as they go over the line, before I point that thing out, we'll just get the replays in of the first half action for you now. Here's the replays of the first half of the race.
Alright, this is replay number 1 between Woo and Nifty. They're coming up to McLean's now. Nifty sent with a pack, we drop them back, they go into McLean's now, and then Nifty gets a bit of a twitch, and that allows Woo to come through and take place.
And here's another replay, just rewinding a little bit further back now. We're looking at Growley at the first corner on the first lap. Watch this, goes into Redgate, and round she goes. Just put the throttle on way too early. And I'll tell you something, that requires a lot of power to go off and hit the wall on the inside like that, and he ends up on the grass and he has to rejoin. So that's where Growley lost a hell of a lot of his time. Okay, here's a replay of what happened to Will then on the lap 1 down at the Melbourne Loop. Watch this, watch Will's car, brakes very late, hits the back of Scott, and it just brakes too late and hits Scott, and then as he's trying to be nice to him and slow down, he ends up hitting the back of his car. Then Scott has to do a little donut and get back on. Meanwhile, at this point, Scott's spitting feathers and absolutely everything else, and Will is just trying to bow his head, I'm sorry, and then lets him go.
Alright, this is the third replay of the race. Neil's going down into the second hairpin here. He gets on the braking zone, but then it's a little bit of an over-rotation going out of the hairpin here. He didn't get the car completely stopped and tapped Darren on the end there, and about had a huge incident coming out of the second hairpin.
And here's the next replay then. We're looking on board with Tim. Watch TY's car ahead. And he just goes into the corner of the back end, just over-rotates on him and just can't quite get the lock round in time to save it properly. He does rejoin, but he's lost a lot of time there. And Bert now comes up to the back, trying to sneak through the inside. Let's have a look on board with Woo for this. Bert down the inside, a good move there from Bert. And then TY straight back for the switchback, and then the side-by-side down the straight. And then we see Woo coming down to the chicane here. And let's have a little look on board with Nifty, because he's a bit further. I can't really see from there. We'll keep on board with Woo into the chicane. And Woo takes the place, but just gets a bit carried away into the corner, a bit too far to the one side, but they are still side by side, I think. TY still trying to stick his nose down the inside into the Melbourne Loop. And into the Melbourne Loop we go, and Woo, he's trying to hold on. So close to disaster, contact almost, and TY loses out.
Alright, another replay here coming down into the chicane. Nifty comes through the chicane, kind of gets through it all right, and then he just puts the power on way too early and has a major off. And then here comes Neil for it, almost does the exact same thing, and then gets wide and can't stop, and then two teammates collide.
And here's another replay now. It's TY's demise from the field. He catches the curb on the inside of Craner, and that is a sin. You've got to be very careful doing that, because that actually is what happens if you catch that curb. And it does get a lot worse in real life, because that gravel gets deep, and that could have been a roll. But TY, I don't know, he's just struggling to get the car going as well. Probably a bit flustered after what's happened as well. There goes Will and Woo and Neil through, and TY rejoins in 12. Not a good race for TY. And now back to the race. And as you come back from that, it is Bidster and Tim still together at the front. And as I was just going to say, Will, this is just got some news to put out here. This is actually going to be our last season on Project Cars 2. We are moving to a second GT Sport season as of next season. So this is our last season on the Project Cars 2 game, because we feel like the racing quality is better on GT Sport. But having said that, this is putting that to shame, because Bidster and Tim side by side through Schwantz into McLean's. Bidster up the inside. Can he get it done? He just on the inside and takes him, and a change of lead there.
Yeah, it looked like Tim knew Bid was coming and was trying to give him a bit of room so he didn't have an incident, and he just left a bit too much, and Bid took the gap that he had.
So what's your thoughts on the swap between Project Cars and GT Sport then, Will?
I believe it's going to be a good switch. Project Cars is a good game. It's just it has its bugs, and the replays are a lot harder to do and give good content to YouTube on it.
Will round the outside of Woo Woo, and on the outside Woo trying to hold on to the inside and on the curb. Risky going on the curb on the outside, but then side by side down towards the S's. I'll let you take this one, Will.
Yep, and going to go side by side, and it's going to try to miss that bump there, and takes the inside now, and then going to try to get a gap to the car behind, gets a better run out of the chicane.
And yeah, that bump on the inside, not very good there. As I think we've got the two Renaults trying to swap places now. Neil Farmack up the inside of his teammate here. The two Renaults going to war, and this means the Lamborghini can pull away. So Will pulls away there, and the two Renaults still side by side. Brilliant race between these two Renaults here, up towards Goddard's, and Woo Woo not taking no prisoners from his teammate. I don't think there's any team orders in that camp, one bit.
No, I mean they're fighting very hard to try to swap each other, but I don't think that's going to be the best way to get back up in this race. You need to, if you have a teammate with you, need to work together and try to help each other get back up the field. Then once you have a good gap, then you can battle each other for the place.
TY seems to have found some more pace. Will is back in the 130.5. He's 134.99, practically a 0.5. And the other car, the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars in front of him are all on 31. So looks like TY, if he can keep it consistent, should be able to make some progress through the field.
Yeah, if he can just watch his tires and get that car back where he wants it, he should be starting to move back up the field here in the next lap or two.
He's lost it!
There he goes. He goes off again and goes completely sideways and about spins the car at 360.
Catches the grass on the outside of Schwantz, and you do not want to do that because that will happen. And in real life, that would have been a lot closer to the wall, I can tell you that. I've had personal experience of that. British GT a few years ago, car caught the grass and went backwards into McLean's in practice, and that was not good. It does happen very fast. So, the order then, on lap 8 of this race, we've got Bidster in the lead with Tim in second place.
Then we have Burt in third and Nifty in fourth.
Good fourth there for Nifty in that one. And Pash in fifth. And we've got Darren in sixth. The two teammates running close. Darren a bit wide there, but he's okay.
And we have Scott in seventh and Blake in eighth.
And then we've got Will catching up to his teammate in ninth. And we've got Woo Woo in 10th.
Neil in 11th and TY in 12th.
And then we've got Growley at the back, and yeah, definitely not Growley's weekend here, Will. Definitely not what he wants in this, and that's going to hurt the team points. But Nifty's doing a good job. I've got to mention Nifty. Nifty probably one of his best performances so far, consistently wise. Quite up there, lap time's looking good, and I dare say he's not far off catching Burt. I know it's 3 seconds, but he's trying his best.
Yeah, if he can keep that pace up, he's not far off on the lap times to Burt, so he should be able, to maybe try to bring some ground back to the car ahead.
Yeah, and out of all the British tracks, Donington Park is the home circuit, definitely for Nifty, Down Ninja, and Pash and Bidster. So the guys with experience around here, and it's showing because Bidster's in the lead, Nifty's in fourth, Pash is in fifth. So good race for the homeboys as well. Let's have a little look back at the scrap with all the other Renaults and Lamborghinis back here. So we've got Will under pressure now from Woo Woo, going through the chicane. Nicely through the chicane there, but that bump catching a lot of people out. Will, what's your thoughts on that bump on the chicane all through all 3 races?
It was kind of a difficult one to try to manage. It's very Woo loses it and goes back into the wall. So that's going to spread the two teammates out. But yeah, that bump is not good. It's very over exaggerated in this game. I mean, it was catching a lot of people out, but if you can learn how to run that corner and not, cut the corner, you can get a decent run out of it.
And I can tell you one thing though, Will, in real life, that it's not really a bump on the left-hand part, really. It's quite flat, that bit. It's actually a bit more of a dip down through the S's. It sort of goes down as you go up through the right, and then it sort of starts to rise up. So it actually should be a compression, not a rise. So that's one thing that Project Cars got a little bit wrong with the Donington Park detail, and hopefully that could be addressed for the next game. So they don't know this unless we give them the advice and the input, but nevertheless, still a very good track, and we've enjoyed a lot of our races on here, Will, as well, for around just on Project Cars in general. They've got quite a few things right with the game, but it's just the overall bugs and just non-consistency of the game why we're swapping.
Yeah, I mean, it's a decent game. It's just that, you know, it has its problems, you know, with recording, bugs, contact, you know, cars magnetizing, and it's not making for good racing as Blake kind of goes wide, and that allows for Will to go through now and come back to 8th place.
Blake trying to fight back there on the inside, but can't do it, so the teammates almost taking each other out. What is it with this race 3 and teammates getting close to each other? Thank God all the rest of the teams are spread out, but all it seems that the teams are close together at the minute are starting to give each other heart attacks, let alone us. Oh, Blake's lost it though on the inside of Goddard. Rover rotates the rear end and starts doing a few donuts to please the crowd and gets on with it, but he's going to have to get on with it because Woo Woo's going to be around here somewhere. There he is.
And now Woo Woo's going to try to make his way back up the field now, and it looks like he's going to be battling with Blake from here now because they've lost a bunch of time with their 2 incidents.
So the closest cars on track at the moment is Will and Neil. Neil's trying to catch up to the back of Will here. Will's last lap of 1:31.7 and Neil on a 1:30.000. I love it when a lap time gets like that, when it's 0:00. But Neil's right on the back of Will now, and into McLean's we go.
Yeah, now it's going to
wide.
Let's see these two going. Ooh, now they're really starting to fight now to try to get this battle going here. And Neil's putting a lot of pressure on Will right now, so it's going to be a good race here to see what happens with these two.
And you saw there out of Coppice, Will extended the gap a bit because if you try and go tight into the corner sometimes, the other car can't carry the speed through, and then you have to slow down mid-corner, and Will carries on. A little bit of a cut through the chicane there, but you can't really gain too much by doing that anyway, because you've got more likely of the car spinning out. So I've not really tried to address the track limits there too much, but obviously the ones that, if they're keeping the foot in it, then fair enough, but a lot of people lifting off as they go through there. But Will, I think he's starting to catch Scott, and I think Scott's slightly off the pace. The car's in front there on 30.7 car in front, and he's on a 31.6, so looks like he's falling back towards Will and Neil here.
Yeah, now this battle here is going to it's probably going to start here in a few laps be 3 cars instead of just 2.
And meanwhile in the lead then, Bidster in the lead, his home track, and he seems to have some kind of jinx at this track, because whenever we've done races here in the past, he's either won them or he's been quite far down the field or something's happened. So not a very consistent round Donington Bids, but he does love the track, and he's out in front, and he's about to start lapping Growley as well. So Growley not doing very well here at all, and he's about to get lapped by the leader here. So I do feel sorry for Growley in that McLaren though. Should have been a much more impressive performance around here, especially with the car like the McLaren.
Yeah, the McLaren is another one of those good cars. Mid-engine cars do very good around Donington, and it's just, it hasn't been his race. It seems like the car's not really coming to him like his teammate.
Oh, wide as he goes wide, not hits the cones everywhere, and more things for the marshals to pick up, and another one there as well. And Bidster goes through laps in, go flash the lights to Growley to say thank you very much. And now Bidster is on his last lap. Tim's fallen back to 3 seconds behind, so Bidster's been on it in the last few laps and really pulled out that gap.
Yeah, now you see Bid, I mean, their lap times aren't far apart. Bidster's last lap was a 1:28.623 and Tim's was a 1:28.683. So, I mean, they're not that far off in a lap time. It's just, it's just them little corners that Lamborghini or Bidster in general is able to do just a bit better than Tim.
And a brilliant battle on track here with Blake and Woo Woo, and Blake through Goddard's. He's holding off Woo Woo at the minute, but Woo Woo seems to have finally found some pace in that Renault, but again, I think it's 12 laps too late.
Yeah, it's just, if he's had them 2 incidents, and that's what's really brought him back down the field. His pace was a bit off, but he should have been able to keep up, but just with them 2 incidents, now it's putting him down toward the back of the field, but it has brought out a really good battle between him and Blake.
And it shows you the nature of Donington Park, and I don't know what it's like compared to Sebring, but at Donington Park, we're just talking about both of our home circuits. At Donington, if you make a mistake, you can consider yourself almost last, because it's a track where it usually keeps the field quite compact. But it's one mistake and you do end up going quite far back.
Yeah, it's kind of the same at Sebring. I mean, but our big race is 12 hours, so you do have a chance. But even then, you're going to be on the wall. And as Bidster comes across the line now,
Victory for Bidster here at Donington Park. Takes victory. Tim is second. Well done to Tim. Good race by the top two. Bidster, a well-deserved victory there with Tim in very, very good second place there. Bert's going to come out for a podium in third. A good result for Bert there, and a brilliant result for Nifty Dart Ninja. That'll pick up his season a little bit there with his home race there. So well done for fourth place. We've got Pash in fifth. Very good for him as well. I'll let you take the next couple, Will. Oh,
and Darren's going to come across in sixth after a bit of a twitch.
I thought he was winning the pitch there.
Yeah, and no, it's like Scott's going to come in seventh, Neil in eighth, and Will in ninth.
And the battle at the last corner then, it's Blake and Woo Woo to the line. It's going to be very close, and Blake just holds on to the 10th place. And Woo, good battle through that race, Will, between them two as well.
Yeah, and then Growley comes through, he's going to finish racing 13th, and TY in his bat of a race comes in 12th.
So not a good race there for TY and Growley there. So what we'll do now, guys, is we'll just ski the replays of the second half, and we'll also get the results and the points for you as well. Here's the replays of the second half of the race. And here's a replay of some of the action then that happened on lap 7. So here we are on board with Neil Farmack. We're about to have a little battle with his teammate Woo Woo down towards the Melbourne Loop. So no team orders in this team. Straight down the inside, he's going to look down the inside. Woo Woo goes wide, but he can carry the corner speed around the outside and gets a good run out the corner. And then he sees just ahead of Neil here. Neil's going to try and fight back if he can, but he don't want to fight too hard. And then into Goddard's we go, and Woo Woo holds on to 10th place. So a good little scrap there by the Renaults, and showing you how you can race side by side with your teammate cleanly.
We are on board with Woo Woo here. He gets down to the hairpin, he goes a bit wide, tries to cut it back in there, and then just spikes the power there, and then just goes all the way around, and after that there's no way he can catch it, and just bangs it into the wall and loses a lot more time.
And here's a replay on board with Will from the cockpit camera. You can see that Blake runs wide, and then we have to react in time for his teammate, and then we actually just about get through. As we go back on board with Blake, you can see there Will's actually gained the place, and now Blake's going to try and attack his teammate back, but Will is no stranger to defence, and lets the car run a bit wider, and Blake can't quite get the car down the inside. That was the replays of the second half, and now we will take you to the results of race 3. So here we are then, it is Bidster who takes the win. Well done to Bidster with Tim in second place. Then it's Bert in third, a good podium finish for him, with Nifty Dart Ninja well credited fourth. With Pash in fifth place, Darren finishes in sixth, Scott in seventh, we've got Neil Farmack in eighth, ninth goes to Will, and 10th goes to Blake. And then we don't get a picture of the other ones, but I can tell you now it is Woo Woo in 11th, TY 12th, and Growley 13th. And let's see how that affects the championship standings after round 6 at Donington. It is Bidster in the lead on 314 points, extending the gap over Pash on 252. Then it is Neil in third on 249, very close there with his teammate Woo Woo on 236. Tim in 5th place jumps up to 227, incredible season of him so far. Bert on 151, 2 points ahead of Nifty Dart Ninja in 7th. Darren in 8th on 147, 145 for Blake, very close behind him as well. Scott in 10th on 108, TY on 96 with Will on 88, 76 points for Intrepid, Growley on 72 and Twerdy on 62. For the teams it is Bidspid Wolf in the lead on 498 with 485 for Woolmack in second. Dash is third on 399 with a big gap to Bert D-Ski on 317. Wilney on 258 and Growley Ninja round off the teams on 250 points. So things are looking good into the next round. And as we come back from that then, there is your winner, Bidster. Bidster wins the race. I'm going to have to rewind a hell of a lot here because this is where the cameras play up. Sorry about this. Let's keep going. There he is. Bidster wins the race at race 3 at Donington Park. Well done to Bidster. Fantastic win for him. And what did you think of the race overall, Will?
It was a very good race. It had its moments, of catching people out. You had the 2 incidents, TY not having a good race, and then Woo Woo, and then Neil's big contact. So it was a very good race. It's just that bump in that chicane was catching a lot of people out in this race. Yeah, it was, and it's been a pleasure having you with us for a championship race, Will. Hopefully this is not the first or last time that it happens. Hopefully we get you along for a few more of them. Yeah, it'd be good to do a few more races on the championship more than just a super season. So I mean, it was a good time. It was a good race.
Thanks for being with us, Will, and also thank you to you guys for watching out there as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe to LPB Racing, and we will see you guys next time for round 7 at Fuji Speedway. We'll see you then, guys. Take care. That was an epic round of the GT3 Sprint Series at Donington. Don't forget to like and subscribe to LPB Racing for more races in the future. And next time, everyone, it is going to be round 7 of our GT3 Sprint Series. Race 1 comes to you from Fuji, and as you can tell by the picture, things are a bit damp.